let us talk about our own guy, Nicolas Pepe.
Yes.
This guy is set to return from loan. 1 year left on his contract. And he's come out with some comments in regards to his relationship with Mikel Arteta. Paul, do you want to kind of let us know what's been said and your initial thoughts on it?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, it's quite lengthy, so it's like, if I could read it, it depends, but maybe I'll just give us like a bit of a summary. It was basically, him basically just saying, you know, there was all this talk of Arteta throwing me to the wayside and dashing me way out and saying, yeah, I don't want you and this and that. But he spoke very positively of Arteta and his influence, saying that when he came, he spoke about, we need you, you have great quality, we want to extract that from you, you're the guy. And then obviously he did have that period where he was sat down for a long time and Willian was just, you know, playing 12 games in a row, false nine, right, left. Pepe didn't get a look in. And he was kind of disillusioned with that. But I think he put to bed any possibility of thinking that he didn't have a good relationship with Arteta and he didn't make him better. And that him going on loan was more of just like he wanted the first team opportunities and the club respected that. And now we're in a position where he's back and it doesn't look like it's an instant we want to get rid of you. It doesn't look like it's an instant he's willing to, like, he wants to go. He kind of just wants to see where the chips lay, which maybe it excites me is a bit much. But obviously we spoke in a previous video about Pepe and we think there's still some value in the player, in having him around. And especially if we're not going to get any decent bids, you know, I don't think it's worth saying that, Nice come or whoever come spend 7 million and take him. I'd rather just say, you know what, we've been eating his 140 bags for how many years now? We'll eat it for 1 more year and we could just use him. And then after that, see you later. And terrible signing, one of the worst maybe potentially, but if we can do something special this season, all of a sudden, he's got his time at Arsenal's got a little gloss on it. So it were very interesting comments. I didn't see that coming. You know,
he almost said that, you know, all the good stuff about Arteta, he really helped me develop and this, that, and the other. The issue seems to lie where it's like, you earmarked me as a special player in this squad and that someone that could be an integral piece of the puzzle, and then the following season you loaned me out. Now I just wonder with the clarity of the messaging, and you know, this is obviously one man's story. There's 3 sides to every story. Pepe's, Arteta's, and the truth. And unless Arteta speaks on it, I guess we're not gonna know maybe from his point of view what happened with Pepe. I just think that I don't know if Arteta really ever wanted him, just because of, again, it's the batch he was part of, that old Arsenal, that big mercenary Arsenal, if you like, people just coming in, living in London, earning big wages, and not necessarily performing on a consistent basis. I would love to know, you know, I'm sure it's out there already, why Arteta thinks he should have went out on loan. We've obviously signed Kai Havertz. Are you still of the belief, you know, we're still to know where Kai Havertz is even going to play in this team? But I know we said a couple of weeks ago we would both like to see Pepe at least reintegrated, give him 1 more year. Are you still of that belief?
Yeah, definitely, 100%. We need, like, again, you know, it's not about him saying he could start. I think obviously there's games he can start, but as in, if he said this is my first 11, he wouldn't be there. But again, having someone like him, he's like a set piece sort of specialist, great technique on the ball, good finisher. Again, like, you know, you just need to give these guys half a chance. So, you know, he should definitely stay in the team. I guess I tend to want to believe him though, with the way, because I think we've heard similar stories of Smith Rowe, and you know, he came back from injury, he had his surgery, he got fit, and then just nothing. You know, and almost this confusion that Arteta gives players where it's like, I don't know where I stand. And I mean, even going back to Ozil,
it happened with Martinelli as well.
Happened with Martinelli. Obviously, there seemed to be more of like an attitude problem with Ozil, but again, there was a point where it was like, I was in the team, then I'm just not. and then now again with Martinelli, couldn't get a look in, come hell or high water. And it just seems like, I don't know if there's a communication issue there with Arteta, where it's like, he's not going to them and saying, look, I'm sitting you down for a while for this reason. This is what I need you to work on. He just sits them down and they're just looking at him. And then I can even assume that he goes training, he's patting them on the back, and then come match day squad, you're not even there. So I tend to err on the side of caution, thinking maybe there's something there. I mean, you know, I don't know. I guess it's development. Like you said, he's been a manager for how long now? You know, I know he's watching Pep, but he probably have his own idea of how he wants to do things. He's still learning how to be the best version of himself. So, yeah, but you know, I just think, yeah, like unless Saudi's coming in with like a 30, even 25, 30 million bid, like what's the point of shotting him? It just looks even bad. It just looks worse on us if we just let him go for pence. You know, why not just?
Yeah, I think it looks worse for us if we let him go for free, which has been rumored. You know, just release him from his contract. I don't think that looks good. Yeah. I don't mind him playing out his last year and he moves for free. I don't mind him necessarily being sold. You know, around that, because realistically, we're looking at maybe tops, absolute max by someone mad like Saudi. Yeah, one of them clubs. We're looking at a max of 30 million, I reckon.
Yeah, hundreds. Yeah.
So if you're somewhere within Europe that's been actually pre what this guy's been doing, we'll be lucky to probably get probably about 15 million.
Yeah,
like that.
Yeah,
like so. I think I agree. I think Pepe is probably, you know, there's a level of truth there from his side. But we've seen this with Arteta. It's almost like, yeah, I'm going to tell you all of these things. I'm going to keep pushing you. And then I'm going to not pick you. I'm not going to select you. I'll give you 5 minutes at the end of this match.
Yeah.
It's almost like with Martinelli, and we know Martinelli's got this drive anyway. You could see the fire in his belly. Like, it's like, okay, I've just returned from injury, but it's how long am I going to be on the bench for? Like, and Arteta played this game with him, and then we saw Martinelli last season, like a man possessed at times.
Yeah.
I expect. I mean, we're watching the England the under-21s competition at the minute, and we're seeing what Smith Rowe is doing. Smith Rowe wasn't even starting when that competition began.
Yeah,
he's forced his way into the England team. Been one of the best players in the England team for years. Every time he gets picked. Yeah. It's the same hunger now. Like Smith Rowe has to now transfer when he comes back, and I think this is the challenge that he's almost given Pepe. Pepe, it didn't work in the loan move, that's for sure. So Pepe, at best, has pre-season. If Arsenal plan to keep his pre-season, otherwise it's another loan move, and then we'll see you gone at the end of next season.
This is it. I think a good person to look at was Reece Nelson, because I think beginning pre-season last year, it was like he was out. He's going to be out the door, thinking of Palace moves and all them sort of clubs, Brighton, and then all of a sudden he had a great pre-season, and then he was in the mixer, and that's all you needed. And then now, obviously, unfortunately, didn't culminate to anything, but he's scoring screamers, winners for us, and all this sort of stuff. Every time he came on, played amazing. And I think ultimately, you know, both of us, we played football, so we know like it ultimately aligns with the player. I know the manager can move mad, but when you do get your opportunity, you have to leave it all there. You have to, because then you make the manager not, like, they can't miss you. They can't drop you. They can't not think of you, even when it comes to first sub, second sub. You know, when you see Nelson coming on and he's going at guys, he's getting balls in the box, it's like, oh, okay, that was really good. You know what? Even your assistant manager's like, yeah, remember what he did last time, this and that. So there's nothing when I think of, in terms of even, you know, when Ben White plays that ball to Saka and he takes it on the half turn and goes, you can't tell me you can't see Pepe not doing that. You can't tell me he hasn't got the technical ability, you know. And I know it's more than that, but if he gets his act together, there's nothing you can tell me that Saka's doing right now that you think Pepe couldn't do.
Can't do,
you know? Other than the attitude, you know. Yeah. So I hope he's there for the preseason, and you know, he's able to show something, you know, because I think, yeah, with the players that we were accumulating, that we've got, I think he could be an asset.